Good morning, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
And is the screen visible to all?
Yes, sir,
Yes, sir.
visible.
Okay. Now, the strength of the students is 28. Okay, it is 29. So I think I'll start with the lecture. Now, every day what we do is we wait for some amount of students to arrive before we start. But I have decided now that that is leading to a loss of precious minutes in the entire lecture. So we will start. Okay. If the students don't join on time, that is their problem. Okay, I can't do anything about it. So let's start. Now we are in our second lecture of notches and wears. In the last lecture, we had started with notches and wears. We had studied about the classification of notches and wears. What all classification we studied? First, we studied what are notches. Okay, notches are nothing but opening provided at the side of a tank or a channel, similar to the left hand side image that you see here. Okay, and its main purpose is to calculate the flow rate or the discharge which is flowing through the tank channel or the tank. Now then we have studied about what are wears. Okay, so what is a weir? Weir is nothing but a masonry or concrete structure constructed in the path of the river in order to raise the water level on the upstream side of the weir. Okay, so that we can divert that water to another canal. Next, we studied about the classification of notches and weirs. First, we studied about the classification of notches. The notches can be classified first on the basis of its shape. Okay, and on the basis of the shape, the notches can be classified as rectangular notch, triangular notch, trapezoidal notch, step notch, parabolic notch, etc. Then second classification of the notches can be done on the basis of whether they have end contractions or whether there are no end contractions. Okay, we have also studied that in the last lecture. If somebody was not present or if somebody did not get it, you can again revise it by watching the video that I have uploaded on Teachmate. Okay. Now, moving further, these were the two classifications of notches. Further, we move to the classification of wears. Okay, first classification of wear can be done on the basis of shape, and they can be classified as rectangular notch, rectangular wear, triangular wear, and trapezoidal wear. So, in wears, we have only three types based on shape. Then further, depending upon the shape of the crest, second classification can be done. And they are sharp crested wear, narrow crested wear, broad crested wear, and ogee shaped wear. Then moving further, we have the classification of wear based on the discharge condition, whether it is a free flowing wear or whether it is a drowned or submerged wear. Okay, so these all classification we studied in the last lecture. Now let us move to our next part of notches and wears. In this, we are going to derive the formula and calculate numericals on discharge over a particular notch or wear. Okay, and in this part, what we are going to do, we are going to calculate we are going to find out the formulas for discharge over rectangular notch or wear, triangular notch or wear, trapezoidal notch or wear, then step notch, broad crested wear, ogee shaped wear, narrow crested wear, etc., etc. Okay, all the types of wears that we have studied, we are going to find out the formula for its discharge. Okay, and then we are going to solve numericals on it. So while starting that part, we are going to see first about the discharge over a rectangular notch or a wear. On your left hand side image, okay, it shows a rectangular notch which is in a laboratory. and on your right hand side the image shows a rectangular weir. Left hand side चा image notch चा है, right hand side चा image weir चा है. Now what we have to do is we have to calculate the discharge that is taking place over the crest. या crest वरनं किती discharge occur होईल ते आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करायचं आहे आणि त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला एक फॉर्म्युला डिराइव्ह करायचा आहे. सिमिलरली फॉर नॉचेस, ओके, when the water starts flowing over the crest of the notch, what will be the discharge of that water that we are going to calculate using the formula. So let us first find out the formula for discharge over a rectangular notch or weir. So consider a rectangular notch or weir provided in a channel carrying water as shown in the figure below. Okay, so on the left hand side you have a notch, on the right hand side you have a weir. Okay, now water is flowing over the notch and the weir. Okay, now that particular water which is flowing, it is going to have a particular height, capital H. Okay, and if we are watching from the front view, okay, if you are watching the front view, that means if you are standing in front of the weir on the downstream side and you are watching it, you will see that the weir has a particular length L. Now what is that length? If I show you in this image here for the weir, okay, the length from this point up to this point, okay, the distance between those 2 points is known as the length of the weir. Similarly, in the notches, if you see the distance of the opening, that means from this point up to this point, okay, this total distance is known as the length of the notch, and this is the length of the weir. Okay, so there are, as I told you, there are two important dimensions while calculating discharge. One is the height of water above the crest of the notch or the weir, and second is the total length of the opening of the notch or the total length of the weir. Now proceeding further, let H be the height of water above the sill, that means the crest of the notch. Let L be the length of notch or weir, and let CD be the coefficient of discharge. Now in the last lecture, I informed you to at least study something about what is meant by coefficient of discharge. Okay, I hope at least some of you might have studied, some of you might have an idea of what is coefficient of discharge. Okay, for those who have done self-study on what is coefficient of discharge, okay, well done. Okay, that is very good. When you do self-study, that knowledge remains with you for your entire lifetime. When you search for something and you study it on your own, that concept or that knowledge remains with you, okay, for your entire lifetime. But for those students who wait for the sir to explain everything, okay, even the smallest part, okay, they cannot ever become self-reliant. So you have to inculcate in yourself the value of self-study, okay, of researching the different topics. Similar to the video of the siphon spillway or the morning glory spillway that one student uploaded in the group, and immediately after that a discussion started on that. Okay, that is a very wonderful thing. Okay, I will very much encourage this behavior where every day either myself or the students, depending upon the topic that we have studied, okay, or depending upon any topic in general related to hydraulics, if some student uploads a video on our hydraulics group, okay, there should be a discussion which takes place, okay, among you, and where there is some conflict, then you can ask me to join you. Okay, I will clear that doubt or I'll clear that conflict. So that is a very good initiative that the students have taken of discussing about some technical concepts, some technical videos they are discussing. Very good. So proceeding, coming back to our lecture, coefficient of discharge of the water which is flowing over the notch or the weir. Now, as you all know, coefficient of discharge is nothing but it is the ratio of actual discharge to the theoretical discharge. Now, what is theoretical discharge? The formula that we are going to find out for the discharge over a rectangular notch or weir. Okay. If we calculate the discharge using that formula, it is going to give us a theoretical value depending upon the length and the height. It is going to give us a theoretical value, but you will find out that in real life the actual discharge which is taking place over that notch or weir is going to be some amount less than the theoretical discharge that we have calculated. So coefficient of discharge is a term which covers up for that loss. Okay, by using the term of coefficient of discharge in our formula, we can account for the discrepancy or for the change in Q theoretical and Q actual. Okay, म्हणजे जो फॉर्म्युला मध्ये माझं जर कोएफिशियंट ऑफ डिस्चार्ज नसता तर मला जी डिस्चार्जची व्हॅल्यू भेटली असती ती कशी आहे क्यू थेरॉटिकल व्हॅल्यू. ओके, आणि जो ऍक्च्युअल डिस्चार्ज होत असता त्या वियर मध्ये किंवा त्या नॉच मध्ये तो त्या थेरॉटिकल डिस्चार्ज पेक्षा कधीही कमीच असतो. तर आपण कोएफिशियंट ऑफ डिस्चार्ज हा एक टर्म आपल्या फॉर्म्युलामध्ये ऍड करून आपण काय करतोय, आपण ऍक्च्युअल डिस्चार्ज फाइंड आउट करतोय. ओके, so that is one point that I wanted to clarify before proceeding further. Now let us consider a horizontal strip of water of thickness dh at depth h from the water level as shown in the figure above. So this is the image that you see in the middle. I have shown in with the help of the arrow. This is the thickness of water which is flowing over the weir. That is when I see from this angle, that is when I see from the front view. I am seeing it from the front view. Okay, and when I see, I will find out that the sheet of water looks in this rectangular form. Okay, total height is capital H and the length is capital L. Now in that total thickness of water, let me consider a strip, horizontal strip of water of small thickness dh. जेव्हा आपण कुठल्याही प्रॉपर्टीच्या आधी स्मॉल डी लावतो त्याचा अर्थ काय आहे, that property is very small or that dimension is very small. So I'll consider that the thickness of water is very small and it is denoted by dh and it is at height of small h from the top of the water level, that is from the water surface. Okay, so if this is the thickness of water capital H flowing over the weir or the notch, then I have considered a small thickness or small strip horizontal which is having a thickness, small thickness dh, and it is at a distance of h, small h, from the free surface of liquid or from the top of the water level. Now what will be the area of that strip? It will be nothing but dh, that is thickness, multiplied by total length. What is the total length of the strip? It is capital L, or the total length of the weir or notch. So it is L into dh. Next, theoretical velocity of water flowing through the strip. Now theoretical velocity ही व्हॅल्यू कशी आली, त्यासाठी तुम्हाला कुठे जायला लागणार, तुम्हाला फ्लुइड कायनेमॅटिक्स चॅप्टर, that is the third chapter of hydraulics 1. Okay, we know the formula of theoretical discharge. Okay, if you see theoretical velocities आपण एक फॉर्म्युला डिराइव्ह केला होता in fluid kinematics of hydraulics 1 आणि त्याचा फॉर्म्युला काय होता, theoretical discharge is nothing but square root of 2g into h. Okay, where h is the height of water. Okay, or the water level. So you have to do nothing, but you just have to remember this formula, that theoretical velocity of water is always given by this formula, square root of 2gh. Whether that flow of water is taking place in a pipe, whether that flow of water is taking place in an open channel such as a river, or whether that flow is taking place over a notch or a weir, the theoretical velocity of water will always be square root of 2gh. So that is one thing to remember. If you have notebooks and pen with you, please pinpoint this mark. Okay, and then we'll proceed further. So now the discharge through the strip. Now you know the formula of discharge. Discharge is equal to area into velocity. Okay, now I have to find out the discharge through this small horizontal strip of thickness dh. So if the thickness is small, then the discharge that I am going to get through that thickness is also very small. So I'll denote that discharge as dq, which represents a small discharge. So discharge is equal to, I'll write it as dA, that is small area of the strip, multiplied by velocity. आता ही velocity कुठली असणार आहे? It is going to be theoretical velocity. Okay, this velocity is going to be theoretical velocity. Now why have we considered theoretical velocity? Okay, कारण की actual velocity चा फॉर्म्युला आपल्याकडे नाहीये ह्याचा. त्याच्यामुळे काय करणार आपण, आपल्याकडे काय अवेलेबल आहे? theoretical velocity चा फॉर्म्युला. त्याच्यामुळे मी काय करणार, इथं theoretical velocity चा फॉर्म्युला यूज करणार आणि परत या theoretical velocity ला पुढे actual velocity मध्ये कसं कन्वर्ट करायचं ते आपण नेक्स्ट स्लाइड मध्ये बघूया. So dq is equal to dA into v theoretical. Okay, so let me just write this here. dq is equal to dA into v theoretical. Okay, now dA is nothing but the area of the strip. What is the area of the strip? It is L into dH multiplied by, what is v theoretical? It is square root of 2gh. This is the formula for small discharge taking place through the horizontal strip. But what happens here? This discharge formula that we are going to get, this is nothing but the theoretical formula. Why is it a theoretical formula? Because in here we have used theoretical velocity. जर आपण ऍक्च्युअल वेलॉसिटी इथं यूज केली असती तर आपल्याला जो डिस्चार्जचा फॉर्म्युला भेटला असता तो ऍक्च्युअल डिस्चार्जचा असता. पण आपण इथं theoretical velocity यूज केली आहे, त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला जो डिस्चार्ज मिळतोय तो कसा आहे? theoretical. But what I want here is actual discharge dq, not theoretical discharge. So what I'm going to do in this formula, L into dH into square root of 2gh, I'm going to multiply coefficient of discharge so that my theoretical discharge gets converted into actual discharge. Understood? इथं काय केले कळाले का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir.
So I'll convert my formula from theoretical to actual. CD into L into dH into square root of 2gh. Okay, and this I will denote it as equation number 1, where I get the discharge through this small horizontal strip. Now, but I have to find out the discharge over the entire height capital H. Okay, entire जो वॉटर लेवल आहे जो की नॉच किंवा वियरच्या क्रेस्ट वरनं फ्लो होतोय त्याचा एंटायर डिस्चार्ज मला फाइंड आउट करायचा आहे. पण इथं मी काय फाइंड आउट केले? डिस्चार्ज थ्रू द स्मॉल स्ट्रिप. So how am I going to find out discharge through the entire water level of height capital H? काय करणार मी? कोण सांगू शकतंय? what am I going to do? Or what should I do? Anyone? Yes, anyone?
Integrating from 0 to height of the water above.
Yes. What I'm going to do, I have found out the discharge through this small blue strip. Okay. Now I want to find out discharge through this entire height of water level. So I'm going to integrate it between the limits 0, where the water level above the crest is 0, up to h. That means when the water level above the crest is h. So let us integrate that. Okay. So the total discharge over the whole notch or weir may be found out by integrating the above equation. That means the equation from the last slide within the limits 0 and h. So here I have integrated dq will give me, integration of dq will give me q, that is the complete discharge over the notch or the weir. So integration of CD into L into DH into square root of 2GH between the limits 0 to H. आता इथं constant कुठले term आहेत? First constant term is the coefficient of discharge. Coefficient of discharge for a particular weir or notch is going to remain constant. So that will come out of integration. Length of the weir or the notch. Length कसा आहे? एक solid आहे ते change होते का length? It is a solid body. It is not going to change. So length is also constant. DH काय आहे? हे इंटिग्रेशनच्या आत येणार, that is not constant. And square root of 2g हे सुद्धा काय आहे? Constant. It will come out of the integration. फक्त आत येणार काय? Square root of h into dh. One second, I'll just show you. फक्त हा एक आणि स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ एच हे फक्त दोन टर्म्स इंटिग्रेशनच्या आत येणार, बिकॉज दे आर इन लाईन बिटवीन लिमिट्स 0 to h. So by taking the constants outside CD into L into square root of 2g, integration of square root of h into dh, that means square root of h म्हणजेच काय? It is nothing but h raised to half. So h raised to half dh हे जे इंटिग्रेशन काय येणार? CD into L into square root of 2g into bracket h raised to half चे डिफरन्शिएशन काय येणार? h raised to 3/2 divided by h raised to half चे इंटिग्रेशन काय येणार? h raised to 3/2 upon 3/2. That means h raised to half plus 1 upon half plus 1. That is the integration of h raised to half. Okay. तर इंटिग्रेशन करून ही व्हॅल्यू आली आहे बिटवीन लिमिट्स 0 to h. If you understood up to now, let us proceed to the next slide. इथपर्यंत कळाले का सगळ्यांना?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So we get the formula Q is equal to CD into L into square root of 2g into bracket h raised to 3/2 divided by 3/2 between limit 0 to h. तर इथं मी काय करतो, जे खालचं 3/2 आहे डिनॉमिनेटर मध्ये, ते न्यूमरेटरला आल्यावर कसं येणार? 2/3 येणार. ओके. हेच व्हॅल्यू मी इथं लिहून बघतो. CD into L into square root of 2g into h raised to 3/2. That means it will come h raised to 3 between limits 0 to h. काय येणार? h raised to 3/2 minus 0 raised to 3/2. 2. Okay. हा इक्वेशन आहे 2/3 into CD into L into square root of 2G into capital H raised to 3/2. So Q is equal to 2/3 into CD into L into square root of 2G into H raised to 3/2. This is our formula for discharge over a rectangular notch or weir. Now you can see here that the terms that I have put inside the box, okay, red box यात जे put केले हे सगळे constant आहेत. 2/3 constant आहे. Coefficient of discharge for that particular weir is constant. Length of the weir or notch will be constant. ते change होणार आहे का length of the notch? नाही. त्यानंतर square root of 2G is also constant. So I can say that discharge over a rectangular weir or a notch is directly proportional to the height of water level above the notch or the weir. Okay, that is just one side note that I wanted to tell you. Okay, and as I already told you, the expression for discharge over a rectangular notch or weir is same. जरी notch and weir different असतील म्हणजे काय, नॉच चे ऍप्लिकेशन्स डिफरंट आहेत, वियर चे ऍप्लिकेशन्स डिफरंट आहेत. नॉच तुमचं मेटॅलिक प्लेट पासून बनतं, वियर कसं आहे, इट इज आयदर अ कॉन्क्रीट और मेसनरी स्ट्रक्चर, बट स्टील द डिस्चार्ज ओव्हर अ रेक्टँग्युलर नॉच और वियर इज गोइंग टू बी सेम. नाउ जस्ट राइट डाउन दिस फॉर्म्युला. Discharge over rectangular notch or weir is equal to 2/3 CD into L into square root of 2G into H raised to 3/2, where CD is the coefficient of discharge, L is the total length of the weir, and capital H is the water level above the crest or the weir. Have you written this formula? Because we are going to solve some numericals now. So numericals on rectangular notches or weirs. Let us see the first question. A rectangular notch 2 meter wide has a constant head of 500 millimeter. Find the discharge over the notch if coefficient of discharge for the notch is 0.62. Okay, straightforward question. Directly आपण गिवन लिहायला चालू करूया. A rectangular notch is 2 meter wide. आता नॉच जेव्हा आपण म्हणतो, नॉच कसं असते, थिन मेटॅलिक प्लेट्स असते. तर जेव्हा आपण त्याच्या विड्थ बद्दल बोलतोय, तर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट्स नथिंग बट इट्स लेंथ. हे जरा कन्फ्यूज करून घेऊ नका. काही एक्झाम्स मध्ये या प्रकारे विचारतील. ओके, अ रेक्टँग्युलर नॉच इज 2 मीटर वाईड. अरे लेंथ इथं कुठं दिले, लेंथ नाही दिलेली. हियर विड्थ मीन्स लेंथ ओनली. व्हाय? बिकॉज इफ यू सी द ऍक्च्युअल विड्थ ऑफ द नॉच, म्हणजे जर तुम्ही साइड अँगलनी बघितलं इथं width of the notch, it is made up of thin metallic plate, so its width is negligible. Okay, so what is given to us? Length of the notch is 2 meter. Next, it has a constant head of 500 millimeter. म्हणजे rectangular notch, for example या प्रकारे मी जर त्याला कन्सिडर केलं, it has a constant head. That means capital H is the head above the notch, and that head is constant at 500 millimeter. So H is equal to 500 mm, which I can write it as 0.5 meters. Find the discharge over the notch if coefficient of discharge, that is CD, is 0.62. Okay, now what will be the value of discharge? Find out करा, फॉर्म्युला तिथं लावा आणि मग फाइंड आउट करा. व्हेरी इझी क्वेश्चन. Yes. What is the answer?
1.29.
What? Unit?
meter cube per second.
1.29.
Yes, sir.
Others? Any different question? Any different answer?
1.21 meter cube per second.
1.21 meter cube per second. Okay. So let us see. The correct answer is 1.294 meter cube per second. Formula is 2/3 CD. CD च्या जागी 0.62 लावायचं. Length च्या जागी 2 meters. H च्या जागी 0.5 आणि G is nothing but our 9.81. ओके, सिम्पलेस्ट क्वेश्चन. या प्रकारचं क्वेश्चन मला नाही वाटत एक्झाम मध्ये येईल. Okay, so the correct answer is 1.294 meter cube per second. Now let us see the second question. So the second question says a rectangular notch has a discharge of 0.24 meter cube per second when head of water is 800 millimeter. Find the length of the notch and assume coefficient of discharge is 0.6. So please find out the length of the notch inside 2 minutes. एवढा वेळ लागू नये. जिथे डायरेक्टली व्हॅल्यूज दिलेले आहेत आणि डायरेक्टली ते व्हॅल्यूज त्या फॉर्म्युला मध्ये पुट करायचे आहेत, तर आपल्याला मला वाटत नाही 1 मिनिटाच्या वरती आपल्याला वेळ लागाव प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व्ह करायला. Yes, what is the answer?
Zero 0.189.
0.189 meters. This is the length of the notch, right?
Yes, sir.
Anyone has a different answer?
0.38.
0.38. Anyone is having a different answer? एकाने 0.189 म्हटलं, एकाने 0.38. Let us check the answer. Okay, so 0.189 is correct. Okay, simply you had to substitute the value of discharge 0.24, coefficient of discharge 0.6 and capital H 0.8 meter, that is 800 mm. Okay, आणि G ची व्हॅल्यू तर आपल्याला माहिती आहे 9.81. Okay, any questions? Any questions regarding rectangular notch? Okay, let us move to the next weir or notch, that is discharge over a triangular notch or weir. So what we are going to study, for example, in the second or on the right hand side image, you can see some water is falling out of that triangular notch, and we have to calculate how much amount of water or what is the rate of flow of water which is flowing outside of the notch. That means we are going to calculate its discharge. Okay. आता इथं एक इम्पॉर्टंट पॉइंट, जसं आपल्याला ट्रायंग्युलर वियर मध्ये लेंथ ऑफ द क्रेस्ट भेटत होतं कॅपिटल एल, तसं आपल्याला ट्रायंग्युलर वियर मध्ये भेटणार आहे का लेंथ ऑफ द क्रेस्ट? क्रेस्ट हिथं आहे. ओके, and here the crest is pointed, it is not having any length, and this point is known as the apex of the notch, triangular notch. So let us see how we can find out the formula for discharge over a triangular notch or weir. So consider a triangular notch or a weir, also known as a V notch. So the triangular notch is also known as a V notch. Just remember it for the examinations. And it is provided in a channel carrying water as shown in the figure below. Now you can see here that as there is no length for the crest, as was the case in rectangular notch, here in the case of triangular notch, instead of length, we are going to take the angle of the apex, theta. Okay. Now let's proceed. A triangular notch is also called a V notch. Let capital H be the head of water above the apex of the notch. आता इथं डायग्राम मध्ये एक चूक काय झालेली आहे, दिस इज स्मॉल एच आणि जो कॅपिटल एच आहे ना तो इथं खाली पर्यंत आहे, अप टू द एपेक्स ऑफ द नॉच. ओके, that is only one change. So let H, capital H, be the head of water above the apex of the notch. Next, let theta be the angle of the notch. Normally now in our laboratory, the V notch that we use, it is having an angle of 60 degree. In different laboratories, in different labs, the angle of notch may be different. Okay, it may be either 45 degrees, it can be 35 degrees, it can be 50 degrees, anything. Okay. Next, as always, CD is the coefficient of discharge. Okay. So instead, as I told you earlier, instead of length, we here have the angle of the notch in case of triangular notch or weir. Now from the figure we have, okay, if we see, okay, what we'll do, we'll consider this small triangle LNO. Okay, if the entire angle of the V notch is theta, and if I draw a center line through the notch, then on the left hand side I will get an angle of theta by 2, and on the right hand side I will get an angle of theta by 2. Now what is tan theta by 2? It is opposite side upon adjacent side. So ln upon, this is the opposite side and this is the adjacent. So opposite upon adjacent is ln upon on, which is equal to ln, we don't know what it is, but on, that is, if you see the immediate distance from O to N. आता जर तुम्ही इथं बघितलं, total height is capital H. Okay, and up to, from the water surface up to N, the height is small h. So the remaining height will be capital H minus small h. Okay. Therefore, ln, this length ln will be h minus small h into tan theta by 2. काय केले मी ln चा टर्म एका साइडला घेतलेला आहे आणि बाकीचे टर्म त्याच्या अपोजिट साइडला घेतले. Now here what to do here is, again we have considered a small strip LNM. Okay, small horizontal strip LNM which is having a thickness of DH. या strip ची thickness काय आहे? It is DH. Now the width of the strip म्हणजे the total length of that strip from L to M. Now as you know, distance from L to N is equal to distance from N to M, because this N is at center line between L and M. So if I take the entire distance LM, it will be nothing but twice LN. So LM is nothing but twice into LN. But ln we have found out in the upper part, it is h minus h into tan theta by 2. So it is twice h minus h into tan theta by 2. Now, total area of the strip will be, what will be the total area of the strip, that horizontal strip? It will be nothing but width or the length multiplied by thickness. Okay. हा जो टोटल स्ट्रिप आहे LNM, okay, it is nothing but width multiplied by thickness DH. Okay, he thickness. So thickness is DH and width or the length is 2 into h minus h into tan theta by 2. If you have understood up to this point, let me go to the next slide. Any questions regarding this slide? Yes, any questions? Should we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we know that theoretical velocity of water through the strip is square root of 2gh. तर आता तुम्हाला पुढची स्टेप माहितीच आहे. काय करणार आपण? If we theoretical velocity of water flowing through any strip is square root of 2gh. आपण मागच्या स्लाइड मध्ये एरिया फाइंड आउट केलाय, एरिया ऑफ द स्ट्रिप ही व्हॅल्यू आहे त्याची. ओके, आणि आपल्याकडे theoretical velocity आहे. Then by using the formula, discharge is equal to area into velocity. Okay, I will find out the small discharge through this strip LNM. आणि काय येणार ते? dA into V theoretical. But this discharge value is going to be a theoretical value because of the theoretical velocity. And so in order to find out the actual discharge through the strip, I will multiply this equation by CD, that is coefficient of discharge. So it will be CD into dA, that is area of the strip, multiplied by V theoretical. That means theoretical velocity. So it will be CD into area of the strip. काय आलेला आहे? 2 into h minus h into tan theta by 2 into dH. This is the area dA multiplied by theoretical velocity काय येणार? Square root of 2gh. Okay, that is the formula that we are going to get. Let us see if you are correct in that. Okay, so we are correct in that. CD into 2 into h minus h tan theta by 2 into dH into square root of 2gh. या ब्रॅकेटच्या आतलं काय आहे, डी आहे, दॅट इज एरिया ऑफ द स्ट्रिप. आणि या ब्रॅकेटच्या आतलं काय आहे, थेरॉटिकल वेलॉसिटी. प्रोसिडिंग नाउ, we have found out the discharge between this small strip L and M dq. Okay, now we want to find out the total discharge that is taking place over the apex of the notch. So what we are going to do, we are going to integrate the value of dq of the strip between the limits 0, that is at the apex, up to the water level, that is capital H. फ्रॉम 0 to H या दोन लिमिट मध्ये मी काय करणार आहे, इंटिग्रेट करणार आहे. सो आय विल गेट इंटिग्रेशन dq is nothing but actual discharge capital Q, which is equal to this whole entire term that we got in the last slide between the limit 0 to H. आता इथं काय काय गोष्टी परत आपल्याला काय करायला लागणार आहे, as they are constant we have to take them outside the integration. त्यात CD into 2 आलं, tan theta by 2 आलं आणि स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ 2g. ओके, हे टर्म्स मी काय करणार, इंटिग्रेशनच्या बाहेर घेणार आणि इंटिग्रेशनच्या आत काय राहणार आहे, कॅपिटल H मायनस स्मॉल h इंटू DH इंटू स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ h. ओके, so here I have taken CD into 2 into tan theta by 2 into square root of 2g outside the integration, and inside the integration काय राहिले, h minus h into square root of h dh. ओके, आता इथं काय करणार मी, हे जे स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ h आहे हे ब्रॅकेटच्या आत मल्टिप्लाय करणार. म्हणजे ब्रॅकेटच्या आत काय होणार, स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ h म्हणजे नथिंग बट इट इज h रेज टू हाफ. सो कॅपिटल H इंटू small h raised to half minus small h into small h raised to half dh. ओके, इथं बघू शकता. आणि स्मॉल h इंटू स्मॉल h रेस टू हाफ म्हणजे काय येणार, h रेस टू 1 प्लस हाफ, दॅट मीन्स h रेस टू 3 by 2 as it is shown here. Okay, so please write down this equation and then we'll proceed to the next slide.
Done, sir.
Okay, so let us proceed. Okay, before proceeding, let us see what we can do here. Okay, so the equation of for the last slide was CD into 2 into tan theta by 2 into square root of 2g, integration from 0 to h, h into h raised to half minus h raised to 3 by 2 dh. This was the equation from the last slide. Okay, last equation from the last slide. आता ह्याला कसं करणार आपण, if we integrate, okay, between limits 0 to h, मला काय भेटणार, हे स्मॉल हे कॅपिटल H तर काय राहणार, कॉन्स्टंट राहणार. ओके, ह्याच्यामध्ये स्मॉल h बिटवीन लिमिट 0 टू h काय राहणार, काय येणार, h कॅपिटल H रेस टू 3 by 2 into, sorry, divided by 3/2. तर हे डिवायडेड बाय 2 काय घेतले, न्यूमरेटर साइडला घेतलेला आहे आणि इथं 2 आलेला आहे. सिमिलरली h⁻3/2 स्मॉल h⁻3/2 ला जर तुम्ही इंटिग्रेट केलं तर काय येणार, h⁵ डिवायडेड बाय 5/2. पण हे 2 काय घेतलेलं आहे, न्यूमरेटरला घेतलेलं आहे. So capital H into h⁵3/2 will be nothing but h⁵5/2. Okay, so 2 into h⁵5/2 divided by 3 minus 2 into h⁵5/2 divided by 5. Okay, if we cross multiply these both terms, then I'll get CD into 2 into tan θ/2 into square root of 2g into 4h⁵5/2 divided by 15. Okay, and if I proceed to the next slide, I'll get my final formula for discharge through a triangular notch or weir, which is going to be 8/15 into CD into square root of 2g tan θ/2 into h⁵5/2. Now, should I explain how we arrived to this answer, or have you understood this?
So we have understood.
Okay. Now, before proceeding, let me just compare the formula for triangular and rectangular. Rectangular चं कसं होतं, 2/3 CD. Okay, square root of 2g into L into h⁵3/2. हा कशाचा होता फॉर्म्युला, हा रेक्टँग्युलरचा होता. आता जर तुम्ही फक्त कंपॅरिझन साठी आहे, 2/3 च्या ऐवजी इथं काय आलं तुमचं 8/15. CD आहे तसं राहिलं, स्क्वेअर रूट ऑफ 2g आहे तसं. आता इथं इन्स्टेड ऑफ L, दॅट इज रेक्टँग्युलर मध्ये लेंथ ऑफ द वियर इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, तर ट्रायंग्युलर मध्ये इम्पॉर्टंट काय आहे, अँगल ऑफ द नॉच और वियर. त्यामुळे L च्या जागी तर tan θ/2 आणि रेक्टँग्युलर मध्ये h⁵3/2 आहे, तर ट्रायंग्युलर मध्ये काय आहे h⁵5/2. ओके, सो यू कॅन compare it in this manner. Now we'll see a particular case of a triangular notch or weir when we design the coefficient of discharge to be 0.6. Okay, and when theta, that is angle of the notch, is 90 degree. Okay, and therefore tan θ/2, that is tan 90 degree divided by 2, which is tan 45 degree, and tan 45 degree is equal to 1. Okay, so for a right, if you use a right angled V notch, tan θ/2 म्हणजे ही पूर्ण व्हॅल्यू काय येणार आहे 1. आणि जर कोएफिशियंट ऑफ डिस्चार्ज जर आपण डिझाइन केलं ऍज 0.6, तर आपल्याला एक पर्टिक्युलर फॉर्म्युला भेटून जातो डिस्चार्ज थ्रू अ राईट अँगल नॉच, अँड इट इज 1.417 into h⁵5/2. Okay, this is the formula for particularly right angled triangular notch or right angled V notch. जर कुठं एक्झाम मध्ये विचारलं गेलं, यू कॅन डायरेक्टली यूज दिस फॉर्म्युला. आठवत नसेल काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही, आपला हा ओरिजिनल फॉर्म्युलाच मला वाटतंय ठीक आहे. Okay, so have you understood triangular notches or weir?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Now, advantages of a triangular notch over a rectangular notch. So what will be the advantages of a triangular notch over rectangular notch? For a right angle V notch or wear, the expression for the computation of discharge is very simple. Okay. Now, how is that possible? How is that possible? Because when the flow is taking place over a V notch, म्हणजे फॉर एक्झाम्पल हे इथं रेक्टँग्युलर नॉच आहे आणि त्याच्याऐवजी इथं ट्रायंग्युलर नॉच आहे. इट इज इझियर टू कॅल्क्युलेट द हाईट ऑर द हेड ऑफ वॉटर, म्हणजे जो कॅपिटल एच आहे, in the triangular notch than it is in the rectangular notch. You can easily calculate height in a triangular notch. And for that purpose, the computation of discharge becomes simple. Okay. Now, particularly for a right angle V notch, for a right angle V notch, तुमचं काय डायरेक्टली tan theta by 2 काय होऊन जातो? It is nothing but 1. Okay. So your formula when coefficient of discharge is 0.6, the formula of discharge becomes directly 1.417 h raised to 5 by 2. So it becomes very easy to calculate the discharge for a right angle V notch. Now, for low discharges, a triangular notch gives more accurate results than a rectangular notch. And this is because if you consider triangular notch, rectangular notch and triangular notch, okay, जर सेम अमाउंट ऑफ डिस्चार्ज जर फ्लो होत असेल रेक्टँग्युलर मध्ये सुद्धा आणि ट्रायंग्युलर मध्ये सुद्धा, तर काय असणार आहे? तुम्ही कॉमन सेन्स लावून बघा. इथं रेक्टँग्युलर मध्ये हाईट त्याची कमी असणार आहे, पण तेवढ्याच डिस्चार्ज साठी ट्रायंग्युलर मध्ये हाईट काय असणार आहे? जास्त असणार आहे. मी बरोबर म्हणतोय का? तुम्हाला पटतंय का हे?
Yes, sir.
कशामुळं?
Area जास्त कम.
एरिया ऑफ ओपनिंग रेक्टँग्युलरचं जास्त आहे, ट्रायंग्युलरचं कमी आहे. त्याच्यामुळे जेव्हा सेम डिस्चार्ज, फॉर एक्झाम्पल 10 मीटर क्यूब पर सेकंड मला डिस्चार्ज फ्लो करायचा आहे दोन्ही रेक्टँगल मधनं ट्रायंगल मधनं, तर काय होणार? त्या सेम डिस्चार्ज साठी रेक्टँग्युलरचं हाईट कमी असणार आहे वॉटरचं, पण ट्रायंगल मध्ये काय असणार आहे? जास्त असणार आहे, बिकॉज द एरिया ऑफ ओपनिंग इन ट्रायंगल इज लेस. आता जर इथं एरिया खूपच कमी असेल, सॉरी हाईट इथं खूपच कमी असेल रेक्टँग्युलर मध्ये वॉटर लेवलची, आणि जर तुम्ही इथं स्केल लावली, तर इवन अ चेंज इन 2 to 3 millimeters can result in a large error in the calculation of discharge. So the result that we are going to obtain is going to be less accurate. पण इथं हाईट जास्त असल्यामुळं जरी 2-3 मिलीमीटरचा तरी इथं मेजरमेंट मध्ये जरी फरक आला, तर डिस्चार्जच्या व्हॅल्यू मध्ये एवढं जास्त एरर येणार नाही. I hope everyone is understanding what I'm trying to say here. आधीच हाईट कमी आहे. ओके. आता फॉर एक्झाम्पल इथं हाईट फॉर एक्झाम्पल तुमची आलेली आहे 1 सेंटीमीटर. आता 1 सेंटीमीटर मध्ये 2 ते 3 mm जर चेंज येत असेल, तर ऑलमोस्ट 20-30% चा चेंज येतोय, आणि एरर ऑलमोस्ट 20-30% एरर त्यात इंट्रोड्यूस होतोय. पण तीच हाईट तेवढ्याच डिस्चार्ज साठी जर ट्रायंग्युलर चॅनल मध्ये हाईट जास्त असेल, फॉर एक्झाम्पल 10 सेंटीमीटर, एरिया ऑफ ओपनिंग कमी असल्यामुळं, तर जरी 2-3 mm चा एरर आला, इट इज नथिंग बट अन एरर ऑफ 2 to 3%. ओके. it is an error of 2 to 3%, and we can neglect it. Okay, or it does not give more error. So for that purpose, for low discharges, a triangular notch gives more accurate results than a rectangular notch. In a given triangular notch, only one reading, that is head, is required to be taken for the measurement of discharge. Okay. Now, इथं हे लिहायचं राहिले की फॉर राईट अँगल ट्रायंग्युलर नॉच. आता राईट अँगल ट्रायंग्युलर नॉचचा फॉर्म्युला काय होता 1.417 इंटू h⁵5/2. तर इथं फक्त तुम्हाला CD ची व्हॅल्यू लागत नाही, तुम्हाला थीटाची व्हॅल्यू लागणार नाही, काय नाही, तुम्हाला फक्त काय लागणार आहे, कॅपिटल H ची व्हॅल्यू लागणार आहे. तर इथं असं असायला पाहिलं होतं फॉर अ सर्टन triangular notch, specifically for right angle triangular notch, only one reading is required for measurement of discharge. Okay, and last two are ventilation of a triangular notch is not necessary, and the same triangular notch can measure a wide range of flows accurately. Now these last 2 points we will study in details in the coming lectures. So I will not explain them in detail now, but I will explain them in details when the time comes. Okay, just keep in mind this last two, fourth and fifth advantage. Now triangular notches or wears, I will take just one numerical on it, and अजून 2 numerical आहेत त्याचे. You can try to solve it at home as part of your assignment, and you will submit it to me when I tell you to submit it. So fairly simple question. Find the discharge over a triangular notch of angle 60 degree when the head over the triangular notch is 0.2 meter. Assume coefficient of discharge is 0.6. So here simply I am going to use my formula. Q is equal to 8/15 CD, okay, square root of 2g into tan theta by 2 into h⁵5/2. This is my formula for discharge over a triangular notch. Coefficient of discharge दिलेला आहे 0.6. G मला माहिती आहे 9.81. थीटा मला दिलेला आहे 60 डिग्री. ओके, आणि कॅपिटल H मला दिलेला आहे 0.2 मीटर. डायरेक्टली आय कॅन फाइंड आउट डिस्चार्ज ओव्हर अ ट्रायंग्युलर नॉच. काय येते आन्सर? What is the answer that you are going to get?
0.0146. Yes, sir. 0.01462.
0.01462 meter cube per second is the value of discharge over a triangular notch. Okay. Now, as part of your homework, what you have to do is you have to solve the remaining 2 numericals of triangular notch. I have already sent you the notes of it. So what you will do, you will solve the remaining 2 questions. आता तुमचं काम काय आहे, एक नोटबुक असेल तुमच्याकडे, त्यात तुम्ही आन्सर्स लिहून जे मी तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट मध्ये करायला सांगतो, ओके, ते तुम्ही असाइनमेंट लिहून ठेवायचे आहे त्या वेळेस. आणि जेव्हा मी टीचमेंट वरती मी अपलोड करतो की हे असाइनमेंट तुम्ही अपलोड करा, तेव्हा काय करायचं, फक्त जे तुम्ही कंप्लीट केलेले असाइनमेंट आहे त्याचं फक्त फोटो काढून काय करायचंय त्यात तुम्ही अपलोड करायचं आहे टीचमेंट मध्ये. ओके, एनी क्वेश्चन्स रिगार्डिंग रेक्टँग्युलर नॉच and triangular notch? Any questions?
No, sir.
Others?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, then you can leave. Thank you, everyone.